You Don't Like Podcasts, where we have conversations you don't like that need to be had.
Police have identified the gunman in a deadly shooting at an ICE facility in Dallas as 29-year-old Joshua Yan. His mugshot from a 2015 arrest. This is in Collin County for marijuana possession. FBI says that the shooting is being investigated as a, quote, act of targeted violence. 2 detainees were killed. The third is in serious condition. Officials say Yan was armed with a rifle, opened fire from a rooftop, later took his own life with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigators say they found rounds near his body with anti-ICE messages written on them. No law enforcement officers were hurt in the shooting. Senator Ted Cruz, who spoke at a news briefing this morning, calling for an end to this kind of violence.
This has very real consequences. Look, in America, we disagree. That's fine. That's the democratic process. But your political opponents are not Nazis. We need to learn to work together without demonizing each other, without attacking each other.
We're also hearing from the vice president. He put out a statement on X responding to the situation, saying, quote, the obsessive attack on law enforcement, particularly ICE, must stop. I'm praying for everyone hurt in this attack and for their families.
All right. So we got Dallas again back in the news, and this time it is due to a shooting that occurred at the ICE Detainee Center. So let's go ahead and let's get into this. What's going on, Dallas? Talk to us.
Prayers up to all the injured people and their families. But I think all this stuff is propaganda. None of this stuff makes sense. I don't even think the news reporters know what they talking about. The cops, they just all over the place, and the research that have been done by us is they steady updating every minute, and is they talking one way this second, and when you check another news station, they talking about something else. So they don't know what's going on. The information I gather is nothing makes sense. Everything is too detailed and random. I believe that area has a lot of commercial buildings, and obviously he got on top somehow. I'm not even sure about that. And then he left a pack of bullets that said anti
ICE.
ice on it. So, like, what a coincidence. Then he killed himself, and then you didn't kill no ICE members. You killed the detainees. So,
Make it make sense.
make it make sense. And then he had 2 houses associated with him. One was in Fairfield, Texas, and one was in Durant, Oklahoma. And then nobody on that street. Some lady said she'd been there for 30 years and know everybody on the street but them.
So what you saying is, don't nobody know who this man is.
Don't nobody know who this man is.
That's what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So,
and also just to piggyback off of this story is all over the place. Now, we're in Texas and we are watching the local news, and our local news is even more confusing than news outside of Texas.
exactly.
So what that tell you?
If they don't know what they talking, I think it's propaganda. They don't know what they're talking about.
Look, we're going to keep this short and sweet for our listeners. Let me tell y'all something. Do not get caught up in what you see on the news. Do not allow these people to disturb you mentally or emotionally. All we can do is be responsible for ourselves, be responsible for our own households, be responsible for our children. Outside of that, we can't control what's going on out here in these streets. And don't allow these people to control your thoughts and your emotions. For something like this to occur and we can't get a straight answer, we're reading where it says 1 ICE detainee was killed, and then we look at another source of information, and it's saying that 2 were killed. So which one is it? Was it 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 0 people? Like, what's going on?
Exactly. I'm right there with you. Don't get too involved in these news outlets. I do feel they playing games, especially with stuff like this. You know, it's to get the people emotional, get them rowdy,
Yes.
to make people crazy enough to start doing stuff. And it
Yes.
don't take much,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for people to be go crazy out here. So just be careful what you take in,
Yes.
and be mindful. Don't take everything with a grain of salt. Don't get too deep in this stuff because
Yes.
it's dangerous, and
Yes, it is.
they already setting up. Uh, you know, the Dallas could be next with the Memphis stuff. What you call
Right,
that with the,
right.
with the
They
National
yes,
Guards or whatever.
yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like this, how all this stuff starts. So
Absolutely. That because Dallas has been. I mean, we've been every week. It's been something violent going on in Dallas.
exactly, and it's going on with foreigners and immigrants or whatever. With the from the beheading
Mm-hmm.
to this
Mm-hmm.
to what else happened? I can't even remember.
The FedEx worker.
Yeah, the FedEx worker. And then on one news outlet, they said something happened with ICE and Alvarado. I don't even know. Ain't nobody even hear nothing about that.
Well, I can tell you this. If this is the setup to bring uh, National Guard to Dallas, ooh my goodness! Like, look, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to say that any city is worse than the next or anything like that, but you talking about some chaos in Dallas? Oh
You
man, they don't.
you already can't get nowhere on a regular day. So if y'all get to shutting down stuff, it's crazy.
Look, this is I don't know how to feel about this. I don't like you don't want to hear about any type of acts of violence at all. But this particular story, with all of these layers to it, and then on top of the layers, you have holes in the story. How is one to feel? Like I don't know what to say. It definitely is a very this is I don't know. This is some shadiness going on because if you have bullets, that's first of all, hold on. Let me back up. They say that he was this was a sniper style shooting, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you had bullets that said anti-ice. Now, if you're shooting as a sniper, that means you got that focus on your target. So how was it that you ended up every person that was hit was a detainee and not an ICE agent? I mean, that make
It
sense.
don't make sense. That's why it's all propaganda. So people, keep your households in check. That's all I gotta say. Prayers up to the families, um, for the deceased and the injured
Whoever was
of
involved.
the people we don't even know what they're talking about. Prayers up to them if that happened, but because there's always casualties of war. But other than that, let's keep our households in check. Stay prayed up, and if y'all have any more information that y'all want to share with us or any
Insight,
opinions or insight,
drop it below.
drop it below in the comments, and we'll keep following the story, and we'll holler at you on the next one. We out.
You don't like podcasts where we have conversations you don't like that need to be had.